Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the first day of November 2018. Well, we have an 11 month, so you know what that means. We won't be reducing that as part of the day's numerology, not this month. This month, we're going to look at just the day. So, being the first, a 1 is all about new beginnings. And we have on either side of that an 11. 2018 reduces to 11, so I haven't been using that as part of any numerology. I've been leaving it alone. But now we have every day this month sandwiched in an illumination, so that's going to be fun, isn't it? You wonder, is that why they hold elections in November? Because it's a month of illumination and enlightenment? Maybe so. But this year sure has been a year for it, hasn't it? We've been finding out all kinds of things. Some things people are very resistant to, but they're truth nonetheless. That's hard, isn't it? You know, we want our narrative. We want our concept of the world to be the right one. You know, we don't want to be the one that's wrong. And it's like, oh, I made a terrible mistake, you know. But enlightenment has got to be where it's at, though, right? You know, we can't live in an illusion. And whatever this year has brought us closer to a truer picture, I think, of what is. Even amidst all of the deception that happens every day, all of the lies, all of the no, don't listen to anyone else, only listen to me attitude. Eventually, see, the truth is going to come out. No matter what people want, no matter what, illusions they want to create, no matter whether they want to use their mothers to do it. Good Lord, what's going on out there with people? Anyway, let's count 13 and see what we have for today on this day of new beginnings. Oh, we have the Three of Cups. That's nice. Threes are about alignment, mind, body, spirit alignment. They're catalytic. Here we have cups, which is emotions, and we see three women, three friends, raising their cups high in celebration and balance with one another. You can think of it as maiden, mother, and crone energies, any kind of triple aspects. But they're catalytic, they create. Let's make sure I haven't forgotten anything on this. The nice part about cups are either wonderfully happy or terribly sorrowful. So, but here we have success, abundance, and balance, and celebration and harmony. So we begin this month, hopefully on a positive note, if the card is correct, and we begin in harmony, or we should make sure that we begin in harmony. You know, we sit around and we wait for something to react to, and it never occurs to us that we could actually go out and create something. So perhaps that's what this is telling us, that we can come together with others in joy and harmony, and that we need to begin there. Being that this is the first day of the month and a day of new beginnings, maybe it's asking us to begin in harmony with others instead of in conflict. Just begin there. Set aside all the other stuff. Just come together, leave the rest of it outside, and just come together in harmony with people. Come together in harmony of self as well, mind, body, and spirit. If you're feeling scattered, well, you know. And I pulled this yesterday, and it's all yous. And it's the 14th rune. Did I say? Was it the 14th or the 15th? Maybe it's the 15th. I wrote it down. It's the 15th. So it's a 6 then, numerologically. So it's higher self energies. And I believe I talked about, let me get it over here so it's not quite as glary. Oops, there went the light on the computer. But this is protection and higher self energies, as above, so below energies, drawing inspiration and enlightenment from Awen. It's actually the perfect rune for this month. The elk are on the move. But basically, Alyes invokes the rainbow bridge, the part of the higher self that's considered the rainbow body, the light body. And it activates that connection with higher self presence and source presence. I wear it as a protection amulet because I feel like it's almost like it's a two-way experience. You know, you can see here you have energy drawing into form, you know, higher self energy, creative energy, source energy, spirit informing form, infusing form. But it can also mean reaching up into, you know, Awen or spirit or inspiration. Awen is a Druidic concept, and that's always resonated with me. I guess I have Druids in my background, Bran the Blessed, and people like that. So I've always felt drawn, you know, to the Druidic idea of alignment with the land, in alignment with earth energies, and living that type of connectedness, developing that relationship. We've actually done that here on our property. We have 5 acres, and we've basically, the whole time we've lived here for, well, since 1981, and we've lived in harmony with our property, and we've created this little sanctuary, if you will, that basically aligns and stimulates growth, one another. Basically, we try to plant things in ways that create harmony and balance. So I guess that it's also probably accounts for my attraction to runes. I've always been attracted to runes, symbols and sigils. And when I came upon the runes, I think I was in my teens, and a very long time ago. Uh, and I've never lost the connection with them. And Alyes has always been something that has indicated spirit. You know, the true nature of self is spirit, not the body that we inhabit. And so when we think about maybe this month where we're sandwiched in enlightenment, you know, maybe we need to realize who it is we truly are, what our true beginnings are. So as a one day, instead of it maybe being something new on the horizon, maybe it needs to be something very old and ancient, you know, returning to who we truly are as source energy expressed into form. We are not the bodies we inhabit. We are not the polarity that we experience, not in truth, not when we are not, you know, inhabiting this body that we inhabit. When we're not that, we're a free floating energy, you know, and vibration, part of all that is. And that's all based in love and joy. There's no conflict there. That's just, the conflict is when you come into the form part and you start expressing polarity and trying to work all of that out. Well, we've reached this precipice, we've reached this point where it's almost like we've become so saturated. You know, there's a rune called Dagaz where it looks kind of like a bow. And what it is you've got energy coming to its, and I love this. I don't know who came up with this. I wrote it down in the little Rune grimoire that I keep, because sometimes I'll find interpretations that others have made that are just so striking, you know, and resonate so much. And one of them about Dagaz is its energy coming to its saturation point becomes its opposite. Well, we have reached the saturation point of polarity being at its worst, where we cannot see a brother. Instead, we see the other. You know, we don't see the other side of self. We want to have this be the truth, and that be the truth, and this be the truth, and that be the truth. But the fact of the matter is, it's all one experience, and there's lots of little truths within it. And it's not that one is more right than the other necessarily, although, you know, if we could just look at things of okay as simply experience and either judge it by the fact of, well, is it loving or not? Is it in service to the greater aspect of self, or is it only in service to self, and make our decisions accordingly, we may actually come out better in the long run. But instead, we want to hold the space of our own opinions, of our own, experience as being the only correct one, and then that's when we get into trouble. So we need to understand that the garden is varied, and it's a beautiful garden, and we need to focus on the beauty of it instead of trying to be at odds, with one another all of the time. The Three of Cups is basically telling us that it's an integrated experience that we really seek with one another, and being at odds and trying to separate and divide is not going to come together and achieve that purpose. So looks like I'm already losing my voice today. So perhaps then, as we begin this new month, sandwiched in enlightenment, maybe we need to think about who it is we really are and come from that standpoint, that we are spirit infusing these bodies, that we are spirit trying to inform this whole experience. Begin there, begin in the loving resonance of all that is. Let that be your beginning every day from here on out, and see if you don't manifest more joy and harmony in your life. So, anyway, something to think about for today. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Click subscribe if you like. I'd love you to do that. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you're new, welcome. Check out my blog, Stepping Aside, at imsteppingaside.com. I post these over there as well. But there's lots of things to look at there. There's a grimoire, there's a materia medica, there's some stuff on Reiki, stuff on being an empath, some witch stuff, just lots of things to look at. There's some stuff on cannabis, because I'm a cannabis patient. So check it out, and hope you come back, and thanks so much. Be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, and blessed be.